I am so sick of coming up with these contrived, creative intros. I mess them up more than I get them right. So I think for now on, I'm just going to get straight to the point here. Welcome to not quite a review, but more of a product showcase. I recently bought a 12.9-inch 2015 iPad Pro, or the original iPad Pro, if you will. And I want to see how it performs as of right now in 2020, running the most current version of iPad OS. I have a couple apps downloaded. We're going to run a couple tests and just talk about its viability as of this year. But before we continue, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, as the YouTube algorithm likes that and will help push my content to more people. So this is my first gen iPad Pro 12.9-inch launched in 2015, and I scored it off a swap-up for $330, and I'm really happy with the condition that I got it in. It's pretty much perfect other than a little scuff here, but the previous owner took really good care of this. And as we obviously know, this device supports a massive, nearly 13-inch display, which brings a number of advantages. Number one, the virtual keyboard scales really nicely. You have your own dedicated number row, and by the way, there is a smart connector on the iPad as well, which will allow you to connect a smart keyboard, although you'll have to probably find it used. And of course, a display of this size can accommodate multitasking as well very nicely without it feeling cramped. But a few things to note about this display. It is older. It's from 2015 or late 2015, which means that it doesn't have Pro Motion. So this display is locked at 60 Hz, but that is not unlike the newest gen iPads like iPad Air 3, iPad Mini, and the iPad 10.2-inch. In fact, I would liken this display to the iPad 10.2-inch. It's pretty much identical, except for the fact that it is bigger. It also lacks True Tone like the 10.2-inch iPad, which means that the overall color is going to be a bit bluer as it won't adjust to the color temperature of your room. Another obvious aspect of this display is that it supports the Apple Pencil first generation. It was the first to do so, and it launched with it. And I gotta say, writing with the Apple Pencil with this device is a very nice experience, even at 60 Hz, and even with the hardware being about 4 years old right now. You do not need the newest gen processor to have a nice experience with this tablet. And speaking of the processor, this device packs an A9X, which was a monster in its day, and still the scores, although they're not amazing, they're not horrible as of 2020 and should push a really nice everyday experience. And also I want to mention that this device packs 4 GB of RAM, which should allow you to keep a lot of apps open in the background. And kind of circling back to the Apple Pencil here, I could actually see myself using this to take notes in college. You do not need the highest end hardware to do so. This device pushes GoodNotes 5, for example, my note-taking app of choice, very nicely. And even though the refresh rate isn't quite there, like I said, the experience is smooth and there really is no delay when you're writing. You can also use this device to draw too, as the Apple Pencil does have pressure sensitivity, which is an important aspect in, drawing and making artwork. And of course, this device, despite its age and its older hardware, will support all of the creative apps that you can find on the App Store right now, like Procreate, for example. But I will say, if you want to do heavy-duty creative work or gaming on this device, I personally wouldn't. I would go for a 2nd gen or, of course, a 3rd gen with the monster of a processor A12X. But still, like I said, everyday tasks and drawing on this device can handle that and then some. And 2 more things I want to mention. Number 1, this was the first iPad to pack quad speakers on all 4 corners, so this is a quad stereo setup, and let's do a quick little sound test to see how good they sound as of this year. So yeah, that sounded great. I could see myself enjoying movies and, listening to music with this device. It has a full sound, a high quality sound at that. Maybe not as good as the current gen iPad Pro 3rd generation, but for being a device that's worth around, $330, $350 as of right now, I'm very much satisfied. And secondly here, this device packs Touch ID, the 2nd generation variant, which is always quick and accurate. I kind of miss it compared to Face ID with my iPad Pro 3rd generation. So yeah, overall, this device, despite its age, still packs a hell of a punch even in 2020. If you're somebody who doesn't need all the bells and whistles of the newer generation iPad Pros, then definitely consider picking this up. I'm actually probably gonna let my dad use this whenever I'm not, using it in a video, because he just wants a big iPad to watch the news on and read newspapers and just watch YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, if you know somebody in your life, once again, who isn't too nitpicky and just wants a giant ass iPad, this is the one, and it's not astronomically expensive. And that about wraps things up here. I hope this video was helpful. I'd really appreciate it, once again, if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.